Hey guys, this is your girl Princess with Princess Show. And I know I have been gone for a long amount of time, so I do apologize. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about a subject that I believe a lot of people are talking about. And I just really wanted to make like a quick video and just get you guys, get everybody's opinion as much as possible. So let me just jump straight into it. So yesterday, I decided to watch the movie called Cuties. And there was a lot of fuss about it. There was people that were doing hashtag cancel Netflix, and there was just a lot of controversy about this show, this movie. So sorry. So I decided to go ahead and watch it. Now, don't come for me until you hear the whole video, because I know a lot of people like to take bits and pieces of what I say and then start typing it. So please listen, okay? Please listen. All right. So I decided to watch the show, the movie Cuties. Now, when I was watching the movie Cuties, I have my daughter, she's going to be turning 10 soon. And she walked in when I was watching the movie. Now, with that being said, my daughter is also very nosy. And if you already have a child that's 10, she asks a lot of questions, okay? Some of the questions, I don't feel like she's ready for me to actually fully explain it because she's still a little girl, okay? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is she walked in on the movie and she sat down. Now, I was going to go ahead and tell her to go back to her room so I can watch it to see if there was like something that she wasn't supposed to watch, which there was several things that she should not watch on that movie. But please hear me out. She watched the movie with me and she was shocked. When I tell you guys, she was so shocked. She was like, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? Where's their parents? Why are their parents not watching? Like throughout the whole situation, we were like, why hasn't these kids been caught by their parents? Where are their parents? And we understand like majority of our parents are working and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. I'm that mom that even if I'm working, I have eyes everywhere. Okay. So we were just kind of confused about the whole situation. I'm not going to really tell you what we thought. I'm not going to talk about like each scene in the movie because it was disgusting throughout the movie. Okay. I can honestly tell you that this stuff really happens. If you don't think that is not happening, I'm sorry to tell you, but it does happen. Okay. So let me tell you something. I am a mother I am a realistic mother. I'm a realistic parent. I set my daughter down when I believe she was like 8 or 9 years old. And we talk about sex trafficking. We talked about loving herself. There's a lot of things that are happening on her body that has changed. We talked about that. We also talked about if she ever is needing somebody to speak to, despite me and her father's relationship, she can always contact us. That's why she has a mobile phone. She can go ahead and contact us. And there's a lot of things that I instill on her where she feel comfortable speaking to me, because a lot of kids do not feel comfortable speaking to their parents. That is the kind of parent I am, and that's what I will soon do for my son, and also for the youngest one when she get up to that age. I grew up in a neighborhood where this type of stuff was normal. Little girls were wearing little short shorts, especially in the community. And I can only talk about the Black community. In the Black community, it was guys that I was about like maybe 10 or 11, and they were trying to talk to me. Especially when I start filling out, when I start, developing, if you know what I'm talking about. Guys started trying to talk to me, and I wasn't wearing anything inappropriate, but there were girls that I was friends with that, were wearing those things, that their parents was not in the homes. Their parents worked a late night shift. They were, sexually assaulted at a young age. They were doing things that I know that my parents would have killed me. Okay, Princess would never been here. So there were several things that I had seen on that movie where I'm like, I can relate to it, but it's still disgusting, right? I can relate to it, but it's still disgusting because I have a daughter that is that young girl's age. I have just kids, period. And this is for men's and this is for females, because there are women that preys on our kids. There are men that prey on our kids. And so we just have to really protect our children. But we also have to educate our kids. We have to really have the talk. I grew up around where a girl, she was so sheltered. She was always sheltered. Her family just sheltered her all this time. And then finally, when she got a taste of outdoors, she went loose. Okay, she went loose and she got into so many different serious situations. Now, I'm not telling you to go ahead and pull your 5-year-old or your 6-year-old, but be honest. Be honest with your children. Explain to them. Of course, when I start talking to Isabella about, that's my oldest, but when I start talking to her about these things, she was kind of afraid about it. But I would prefer for her to be educated than her to walk around and not be aware of her surroundings. You have to teach your girls. You have to teach your boys. And I would really say that Netflix do need to remove this. I feel like as a parent, they do need to remove it. But also for Isabella, even she told me, she was like, Mom, I would not ever do that. Now, like I said, don't come for me. I didn't intend for her to watch the movie. But at the end of the day, I feel proud because I know that I have had several talks with her about loving herself, looking at herself in the mirror, speaking love and life in her. A lot of girls doesn't have that. I tell her, like, hey, if you go over here, if somebody do something, you let me know. She knows that she has people that is around. She knows that she has a strong support system, whether me and her dad gets along or not. She knows that if anything happened, I know that my parents are going to be there for me no matter what. Okay. So that is my intake. And like, I can go on with this video. I can go, like many people say, this is not worth a 30-minute video. Well, just don't watch it. But I can go on about this. I mean, there was so many things that I grew up around where these girls, I mean, they were just doing, yes, they were doing a lot of sexualized things on here, but it's happening every day. You see little girls that's twerking on videos on Instagram and y'all think it's cute. There's little girls that are cursing and using profanities and y'all think it's cute and y'all subscribe to them or y'all follow them. We put our kids into a situation where they just need to be kids. There are predators that are behind the screen that are looking at your kids. There has been times where I looked on Isabella's phone and there was a thing, like, I don't know if it's true, but where she'll receive like this little text message saying, hey, something, it would be like a tracking or something like that. And I have heard that, some traffickers use that to go ahead and get your location and blah, blah, blah. I tell her, like, do not touch that. Do not, I teach my daughter survival. I don't want her to come out here and just be like clueless and be like, oh, okay, life is just perfect. I still want her to live, but I also know that this world will chew you up and spit you out, and life will continue to go. Now, that is the kind of parent I am. That's how I was raised, to be realistic. And all I'm saying is, yes, I feel like the movie do need to be removed off of Netflix, but I also feel like it's your job as a parent, as an auntie, as an uncle, as a brother, as a sister, whoever you are, to make sure that you speak to your younger siblings, to your child, to your son, your daughter, and you speak to them and you let them know what is going on. What happens to the communities where, I grew up and I heard like my mom talk about, oh, if you got in trouble, X, Y, and Z will come in and and it would just, let's bring back communities. I don't care what color you are. If you see a little kid and I know a lot of parents are like, this is my child, don't touch my child. That's fine. But I'm a kind of parent, as long as your child is around me, baby, your child's gonna be a little kid. Now, I don't know what happens behind closed doors, and I hope that you are watching your child. But when your child is around me, they're going to be that 9-year-old. They're going to be that 10-year-old. They're going to be that 11-year-old. They're going to be the 12-year-old. Isabella is not going to be wearing no lace front. No pun intended. But she's going to be a 13, 14-year-old girl. That's just my kid. Okay? But I know I'm going way off a subject, but it also has something to do with this whole thing of that parents, you just really need to watch your kids. Stop being your kid's friend. Talk to them. I wouldn't say invade their privacy, but let them know that if anything happened, come and talk to me. Even if you don't feel, I also tell my daughter, hey, if you don't feel comfortable talking to me about something, talk to your grandma about it. Talk to your daddy about it. Talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? At least you talk to an adult. But I need you to speak to somebody, because the thing about it is I want to make sure that you're fine. Okay, and so that is my take about the movie Cuties. I really will say that this is something that's an eye-opener, but this is something that happens a lot, especially in the Black communities. There has been times where I had to look for a friend and she was like 12 years old and she was with a grown man that was like 40 or 50 years old, and she was living in a car with him. Okay, there's been many a times where I was a little girl, and I know I'm ready to end this video, but there's been many a times where I was a little girl and I was outdoors, and my grandma hired somebody to clean the yard, and a man came up to me and was like, and mind you, I was like 13 or 14 years old, and he came and whisper in my ears, was like, I can take you, and I can go ahead and make sure that you have everything that you want. Now, this man is like in his 50s. I'm like going into high school, and he's telling me to put my number in between the gates. Like, you know how the gates are, you can slip the numbers, and it was by a tree. He was like, your grandma don't need to know. I'll make sure that you got fur. What are you going to do with me as a 13 or 14 years old? Like, don't answer. But you get what I'm saying? There are people that's out there. And guess what? I told my grandma, she have a sharp tongue, baby. And she was like, not today, sir. You need to go. But I had that grandma. I had that family. I had that protector. I told my dad, I had those people that didn't question me and was like, are you lying? Are you trying to? No. Because they knew. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of kids do not have that. A lot of kids don't have that. And so what I want to say is, don't be shocked what you see, because this is something that happens every day. But what I need you to do is let your daughters, your sons, your nieces, your nephew know that anything that happens like this, if you're going through something, like this little girl, her father was marrying another woman. A lot of things, especially if you're a daddy girl or something like that, especially a young girl that's developing. I want to say her mom said she was becoming a woman. She was developing. She was being a young woman. Okay. But all I'm saying, guys, is talk to your people, talk to your kids. Mothers, listen to your kids. And if you see something that changed, like especially for my daughter, if I see something that's changed on her, I'm going to be like, nope, something is wrong. Cause no, something is wrong. And eventually she will tell me, but all I'm saying is, guys, please talk to your kids. Please talk to whoever. If you are a big cousin, big sister, whoever, talk to your siblings. Make sure that they're okay, but also stop putting these kids in adults' You know, let's keep them out of them conversations. Let them be little girls. Start bringing back the little ponytails and the pigtails. You know? That's all I'm saying, parents. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but all I'm saying is there are people that look at your kids and don't care that they are 10, 11, 12, 13, or 14, or even younger. Okay? So protect your kids. That is my view about the movie. If you want me to make another video about it, fine. I feel like I said what I have to say, but I really would like all of you guys' opinion. Please be respectful too. Please be respectful and just leave a comment of how you feel about the movie, or tell me in like a situation, because like I said, that movie, yes, it was disgusting, but it's something that I lived through. When I say I lived through, I lived through. All right. So guys, I am going to start making more videos. I am going to start posting. There's a lot of stuff that you guys don't know, and I think that you guys will be following. If I have my OGs still following me, thank you so much for sticking with me with my inconsistent. Other than that, I love you guys, and I'm about to get off this video because it's already 16 minutes in. All right, talk to you later. Bye.